Begin in Afghanistan. It's just the tip of international conflicts. We jumped in too fast, went in further than we originally intended, and now we're pulling out way more slowly than we said we would. Peace talks were supposed to take place this week between the Taliban and the Afghan government, but on Wednesday there was a big development.
Breaking news out of Afghanistan right now. The government there says the Taliban leader Mullah Mohammed Omar is dead.
OK, well, that's probably going to affect those talks then. The Taliban has lost its key figure, and that's going to be difficult. You know, it's not unlike when 2.5 Men lost Charlie Sheen. Yes, the guy was a nightmare, but he was undeniably the figurehead of the whole terrible enterprise. Now, the US knew surprisingly little about Mullah Omar. In fact, this was the government's wanted poster, featuring vivid descriptions like hair black, nationality Afghan, and height tall, which is pretty non-specific. If you're a basketball player, tall is 7 feet. But if you're writing your own profile on OkCupid, it can mean 5'6". There's a discrepancy there. It had actually been a while since we had seen Mullah Omar, although, as we found out later this week, there was actually a pretty good explanation for that.
Afghan officials said today Mullah Omar died of hepatitis in 2013, but his death was kept secret by the Taliban for more than 2 years.
Yeah, it turns out he's been dead for 2 years, and the Taliban simply hadn't mentioned it. I don't know why. Maybe they were just trying to break it to their members gently. Oh, Mullah Omar, he's fine. He's living on a farm upstate where he can run and play with all the other Taliban leaders that you haven't seen for a while. He's so happy. You'll see him soon. This actually put the Taliban, though, in something of an awkward position because they were still releasing statements from him as recently as 2 weeks ago. They've essentially been full-on weekend at Bernie'sing him for the last 2 years. In fact, so much so that in April they even published his biography, saying, among other things, that he does not own a home and has no foreign bank accounts, and Mullah Omar is tranquil and does not lose his temper, which I guess was technically true. Although it would also have been fair to say he's on a disciplined diet and has been spending a lot of time in his garden. But the point is, by the end of the week, the game was clearly up and the Taliban announced a new leader, although details seemed a little light.
The new leader is Mullah Akhtar Mohammad Mansour. He's been the Taliban's second-in-command and deputy leader since 2010. He was formerly the militant group's Minister of Civil Aviation and Transportation.
Wait. They went with the former Transportation Minister. That would be like if President Obama's successor were our current Transportation Secretary, Evelyn Sargent. And by the way, that's a stock photo of a woman we found online, and Evelyn Sargent is a made-up name. The point is, you don't know who the Secretary of Transportation is. Nobody does, because they're not supposed to be in line for the top job in any organisation. Also, I have to say, that's not a lot of information to go on. Even the photo of him is blurry, so frankly, I dread to think what the new government profile on him is going to look like. Hair, black. Height, yes. Face, probably. Ears, between 0 and 2.